Hello, everybody. Good day to you. Hope you're having a lovely day. So, I was surprised this morning. I did not know that Neo Tarot did another reading on Foodie. That one just slipped completely past me until one of my subs let me know. So, thank you very much to that person. Really appreciate it. So, Neo Tarot did another reading on Foodie, and the tea is hot, y'all. The tea is hot. And I wanted to react and give my thoughts. And much love to Neo Tarot for doing the reading because a lot of information was shared here. So, I'm going to react to her video and give my thoughts. And I encourage everybody to go over to Neo Tarot and sub up because she does all kinds of wonderful readings about all kinds of people, not just about Foodie and Salah and Natter, but celebrities, singers, actors, all kinds of people. And her readings are always on point and always entertaining. She's got the sass and she's fire and she just doesn't cut any corners when giving out the truth. So let me go ahead and just share the screen so you guys can watch the reading with me. And I'm just doing this for fun because I just like to give my thoughts along with Neo. And this reading was a little bit different than the other readings, Neo. I was struck with something different. Like as you were pulling the cards, watching the cards like two cards beside each other, it almost felt like two halves of one picture. I can't really describe it to you, but sometimes the halves would match up and sometimes they were polar opposites. But I'll get more into that as we go on with the reading. So let me just go ahead and let's get things started. And I will let Neo Tarot take it from here. And I'll just get my thoughts as we go. Let's go.
For Chantal. Okay, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's not. You got to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. All right, so Spirit is acknowledging how's your mom and them, checking on a family member, reaching out to people, strong connection, roots, presence, reunion. Maybe she's going back, coming back to something and or someone, because we have the family tree here. This also lets me know that she is just like so an energy of wanting to pounce on someone. So there's two things. Listen, there's a lot of emotion here. Has to do with the heart chakra. This is unbeknownst to someone else. I always say don't do it, but this is the realm of choice and people do what they want to do. So going back could be because of an action, or going back could be an energy because you want to do something to someone. So you're running from something or you're running towards something, but whatever you're running towards, it's a problem. Whatever you're running away from.
Well, Neo, she did talk last night about possibly going back to Canada. And as someone that I've been reacting to Foodie for years, I'm one of those patient people that I'll believe it when I see it, especially when it comes to her. So I'm not going to believe that she's going back to Canada until we see her on the airplane or she does a live stream or a video in Canada, because sometimes she does like to change her mind. But if she is going back to Canada, then because she doesn't have a permanent residence in Canada, more than likely she would be staying with family members. When you brought up the card of pouncing on something, I'm sorry, I can't help but think about Natter, because I think this whole thing, this whole drama got kicked off because she wanted to be with Natter and yet she couldn't be with Natter because he didn't want to be with her that way. This whole drama with Salah, in my opinion, my thoughts, my feelings, I think Chantal, she has a history of trying to triangulate two men fighting over her. She wanted Natter. She couldn't get to Natter. So she basically put her hooks into Salah as a way to make him jealous or get control over him. And it just didn't work. By the time she figured out she couldn't get Natter, she was so deep in the hole with acting like she was into Salah and they were going to be married. She had to follow through with it. Because if there's one thing Chantal will not do, it's lose face in front of people, especially the internet. losing face on the internet is more important to her than her taking care of herself. So if she's reaching out to her mother and possibly thinking of going back, or she is going back, that would mean there's a high possibility that because she's in the same country as Natter and she knows where he is, that she might want to be reaching out to him or contacting him again. So I don't know if that's it, but it just might be.
Is a problem. Spirit is also acknowledging that there's a spiritual bath here. Now, when I've read on her before, I've said this.
And remember what I said about when you laid the cards down, sometimes it was like looking at two halves of the same picture. Sometimes they would be polar opposites, sometimes the same. I was struck with that right here because on the left, you have a person who's taking a spiritual bath, experiencing a moment of peaceful, almost spiritual relaxation. But the other side of that is the storm and the rainbow. So isn't that funny that you've got two halves of the same coin, both in opposition? There's bliss, but then there's that other side where the consequences of a little bit of bliss, and here you go, the storm is on the way.
She was into it. And so Spirit is acknowledging again, we have the candles, we have the bathtub, focusing on self-love, relaxation, regeneration, satiety within, and replenishment. But it doesn't matter because, listen, when you play with stuff that you don't completely understand, it backfires. It's like an experiment, a science experiment gone wrong. Okay. Because what's coming behind this is it's blowing up a storm. Strong momentum, sudden change, necessary shakeup, transformation, and or hope. She's even trying to do something to help herself, to put some intentions out there to fix something. And Spirit is acknowledging like it's not going to work. This storm is coming to put you in alignment. Run as fast as you can. You can they gonna catch you. Like they gonna catch you. They gonna get you. Okay. Spirit is also acknowledging that this energy is happening because you were eating. Look at them trying to break.
You okay, Mama?
Trying to block my throat chakra. Anyway. You were eating grass over here because you thought the grass was greener, but it's not. And this.
And here's it. This looks like two sides of the same picture, doesn't it? You got the horse on one side eating the grass. You've got the ant in the grass. Opposition yet same.
Obstacle you could have easily maneuvered, but you chose not to. You chose to stay away from your purpose and your passion. And now you're dealing with God don't like ugly. Now you're dealing with nastiness, clash, strife, resentment, argument, spite, grudge, and revenge. And this is because you wouldn't move on. You wouldn't stay out of the way. You wanted to just be up front.
Okay, I'm getting a message from Spirit right here, and I have to blurt it out, Neil, before I forget it. She's getting two sides of the coin because she wasn't spending her spiritual currency the right way. Oof. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, getting both sides of the same coin all at once, getting the whole coin because she's been spending her spiritual currency the wrong way.
Right? And Spirit said you should have moved on a long time ago. You should have branched out and moved on. Novelty is needed. Boredom, monotony, and small-mindedness is how you got here. Is how you got here. Spirit said there's something else in the middle of the day. Spirit, you know what? Spirit said, and now you're blowing off steam. You throwing three sheets to the wind. You playing music. You're overindulging in a beverage. Is a swirl of communication. Ancestral energy is here. I believe ancestral energy is everywhere. There is you trying to get grounded, but there's also a practice of divination. So you're blowing off steam, rebellion, merriment, overindulgence, and wanting to escape because you should have said no, thank you, and walked away a long time ago. Second time I'm saying this, and this is in the area of passion. You should have realized what your worth is, but you don't because Spirit said you need to know your worth. You need to focus on self-respect and strength. Spirit is acknowledging that in this energy of this passionate relationship, there was a swamp angel. Now, this is someone who lies. Okay, Spirit. This is someone who resides in a lower lying state. And it feels like to me in the United States, I don't know where she lives, but nuisance, provocation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and an opportunist. Now, I know y'all tell me she lives in Canada, but there is some energy connecting to the US of A. And what is that? I don't know. But this person is coming up as a nuisance, or this energy, a nuisance, provocation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and an opportunist, and that she needs to get her house in order. She is not grounded. Spirit is acknowledging whichever way the wind blows, that's the way that she goes. And in this house, Spirit is acknowledging that they're not even invited in. They're like, look, we all the way over here, honey. She don't even ask us, call on us, talk to us, not nothing. Not my business. Okay. But Spirit is acknowledging that she has poor manners. And so now Spirit is acknowledging like the house is not just a physical house. The house is also the physical body. Okay.
So
Poor
who,
manners.
I wonder who this person is that Neo's talking about. I mean, considering the amount of people that don't like Foodie, it could be anybody. Anybody. I mean, she's ticked off so many people. It could be anybody. Could it be Kybella? Don't know. But it's weird that Chantal has a swamp angel, and yet isn't she a swamp angel? So the past has a past appropriate.
Lack of tact, discourtesy, impoliteness, and social grace is required. So Spirit is like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Okay. All right, Chantel, current energy. Interesting. We do get the number 18. So there's an energy of matriarch. And remember, the first card said, how's your mom and them? What is this energy? There's this very matriarchal energy that's coming through the queen bee. There's an energy of recipes and books. There's also an energy of pots and pans. There's also these flowers that represent love to me. Let me see if I can focus my eyes to read what one of these titles is. Yeah, I can't do it. So there's this energy of just really, really, really focusing on a matriarch, the queen bee. Interesting. Okay, seriously, pull it back out. All right, let's clarify who this queen bee is and what does that have to do with her current energy. There's an older woman. Okay, look at all the cards. This is what we can see. This old woman is completely content. That it's a yes, wishes were granted, mastery, and a joyous resolution. And Spirit is also acknowledging, you remember how I was coughing, I couldn't get something out of my throat chakra or something? Maybe that was her energy because there's something that she cannot speak about. It's something that she's not talked about yet. And this is because of silence, discretion, contemplation, equanimity, consideration, and privacy. This person, whatever this person did, whatever this person has done, it is in the process. Okay, you call me like, where is my check? And they say, oh, it's processing. We're processing it. This is being processed as we speak. There's something that went down in the DMs, okay? Like the kids like to say, and she's real quiet about it. She's real tight-lipped about this situation. And Spirit is acknowledging that it's putting a bad taste in her mouth. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So she's trying to be optimistic. She's trying to persevere, seek opportunity, and be creative. Okay, but Spirit is also acknowledging that this has to do with someone who was once loyal, no longer being loyal. And so she's yelling, she's screaming, she's crying out about this situation. But there's dead end, stalemate, not now, lack of clarity, perspective shift is needed. And because of this stalemate, because of this lack of clarity, because of this dead end, she's tasting the lemons in this lemonade. It is bitter, honey. She's also acting extremely naive and oblivious to the situation because she's inexperienced and she's very gullible. And Spirit is saying, if you want to do this, if you want to play this game, I know I've said this to her before in these readings.
I don't know if Neo, if you're talking about her mother, there's different members of Chantal's family, but Chantal's very conniving. She's very manipulative, and her family still hasn't cut her off yet when they should, in my opinion, because all she does is use people. But her mother, Kim, loves her. And I don't know, did Chantal do some dirty deeds against her mother? Don't know. But You know as well as I do that when you do dirty deeds to people, it'll always boomerang back at you.
You want to play this with these people, you're gonna have to come better, baby. You're gonna have to come better, okay? Because they gonna play it twice as hard. They know how to do it, okay? You just playing. All right. So anyway, and Spirit has got it out the card right here. This is one of my cards, you know what I'm saying? Because this is everyday magic, okay? Catching lightning bugs, happiness, everyday magic, childhood, simple pleasure, a wonder, and a secret wish. So you were acting naive about it, but you did it, and then they went behind you and did it even better. When you play this game of manifestation and intentions and you don't know what you're doing and love spells and blah 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 blah, it always ends in a disaster. And that's just what Spirit said. And I'm just confirming it because, like I say, I'm 10 toes down with my reading. I say that, do I not? Okay, I'm just telling you. Because somebody said, Neo, get up. I need you to do this for me today. And I'm like, okay, let me get up. But anyway, what is the energy between Chantal and what's her boo's name?
Ooh. Neo, you've done readings on Chantal and Salah. I've done readings on Chantal and Salah, and we both pick up the same thing. There's somebody else. There's somebody else in the picture. There is a third party. There is a third corner in that triangle. You feel me? There's somebody there. There's somebody that's been there. From the jump, there's somebody that's been there. Whether Chantal knows about him or not, they have been there. And they're not going anywhere. But to be fair, the triangle is actually a square. Because at the same time that Salah might be pursuing somebody else, at the same time, she's had her mind on, I believe, Natter. Like, how can two people be married if their hearts are somewhere else? It's just not going to work. A couple is a couple, but if the couple they're focused on other people, how can it possibly work? You want what you want. The heart wants what it wants, and settling for anything is not going to make you happy. So this whole thing with her on YouTube, this fake phony marriage for content, it's not been real. It's not been real at all. And everything's starting to break down. As a matter of fact, it has broken down.
Shoot. What is his name? Salah. Thank you. All right. So Spirit said feelings for two. Did somebody get caught up? Feelings for two. Is that you or is that him? Not my business. And then she said, it's cool. Because I'm a player myself, boo. I'm a player myself. And she said that she was wifey material. Like, don't get it twisted. But now everything is center stage, front and center. You're joking, right? Are you fucking serious? I'm center stage and you're going to do this to me? The hell? You know what I'm saying? She said, I'm a public figure. The hell? She said, but I don't even care anyway. I'm no longer waiting. She is going to try to talk about it. She's going to talk about it. She's going to talk about.
Now, hold on a second. I'm sorry to stop you, Neil. I hate interrupting people. I just think it's rude. But here's just a thought, y'all. Now, we know how Chantal is. She's in Kuwait right now. She's talking about going back to Canada. So maybe she's waiting to open her mouth when she gets back in Canada. That way, she's safe. She's safe to open her mouth. Maybe she's keeping her lips closed until she goes back to Canada, at which point she can officially end things and then let it all out. Because she's dying to. Chantal loves to run her mouth about anything and everything, and she needs something interesting for her content. The things have been boring for a while. Everybody's been saying so, and she's been paying attention. Trust me, she pays attention. She watches all the reaction channels, but she needs to spice things up. So how do you spice things up? You start talking. You let them lips become loose. So, if there's something going in the background with Salah, and he makes her mad enough, she will talk. I mean, she did say long ago with Natter, you make me mad, I'm going to punish you by coming online and talking about it and make you into content. So that's been her pattern. She invites a man into her life, They make her angry. She will use the internet as a way to get back at him. That vengeful, wrathful side to her. That's how she handles it.
Somebody staying together for the children. What about the children?
Every single time you do a reading on a Neo Tarot, the children come up. I've seen the kids in my reading. I've seen a child. It could be a actual child. It could be because she's very childish. It's kind of hard to tell with Chantal, but child energy somewhere.
Listen, y'all. I tell you, every time I read on her, it says that. And what is that about? Like, Lord of mercy. Now, OMG. What's the tea with Fraudy Beauty? Okay, card flipped over. Ooh, sexual protection. Are they wrapping it up?
Ooh, that's another thing, Chantal. You gotta be careful these days. I don't care who you're playing with. You don't know him, you better wrap that sucker.
Oh, I don't know. Spirit is also acknowledging promiscuous sleeps around a hoe, free for all, sleeps with your man. I'm asking about the tea with you, boo. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes, and this has to do with a private relationship. What in the world? Did you find out something? Spirit feels like it's just like, listen. Spirit say, listen. This is what Spirit said. Listen. She's not innocent, but she's not at fault this time. This is what Spirit is saying. Is this a relationship that you've discovered? Yeah, it's a private relationship when you thought that you had a true love story the once upon a time. And now look, they know they done fucked up. Total drama and action, okay? Tantric sex. But
you know what, Neo? If she did discover a private relationship with Salah and somebody else, this could be part of her karma. Because not in just one, but two relationships, she was a cheater. She cheated on her ex-boyfriend, fiance, Pete, that she was with, totally obliterated his heart, broke it. And then she got with another guy named Bibi, cheated on him too, and he was a decent man. So she's a two-time cheater. And you know how it goes. When you cheat, later on, you become a bit paranoid because you don't want people doing to you what you've done to others. You don't want that karma back. You don't want it to boomerang back to you. She's always been afraid of somebody doing to her what she's done to others. But regarding her content, from the very jump, all of us could see there was no real chemistry between Salah and Chantal. It looked very awkward. It looked very put on and fake. Like, we could tell from the jump, he didn't feel anything for Chantal, that it was a business relationship. She's always denied it, but when you are a real couple, you can feel that couple energy. You can feel it, that those two people are connected and they love each other. We've never felt that with the two of them. And not because we're haters and we didn't want to, it just wasn't there. But she still insisted on insisting that it was a real thing when it never has been. Never. So if she found out that there's something else going on, yeah, I'm sure it's going to make her upset.
Betrayal, deceit, backstab, traitor, not to be trusted, keeping you a secret. This is going to be a show, y'all. Get your popcorn. It says putting on a show because somebody's gonna be setting the record straight. They're gonna be showing. They're gonna pull out all the stops. They're gonna have all the audio and the text. It's gonna come out.
Oh, pay attention, girl world. It might get spicy. I know things are kind of boring with Chantal right now, but sounds like somebody's going to talk.
And it's gonna be a fake apology, Lord. Look on the bottom of the deck. Tired of the drama. Just over it. Tired of the drama. What in the world happened? What happened? Everything was cool. And then boom. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Well, here's the thing with Chantal. If I don't know how many people she's got around her, protecting her, lying for her, covering for all her nonsense. I got a feeling there's more than one. more than just Salah. There's a lot of players in this play, y'all. A lot of actors behind the scenes and in front of the scenes that are covering for her, lying for her. They know the tea. They know all the dirt. They're just not talking right now. And eventually somebody's got to get tired and start talking.
Been saying it in my readings, and like I say, I don't know her. She don't know me. We don't know each other. Sending her love and light. Foodie beauty. Current energy. Okay. Oh, so spirit is acknowledging that there's a money opportunity in her energy, and it's giving her the star. So it's making her feel like, ooh, this makes me hopeful. This makes me happy. This makes me feel like I can believe and I can trust again. In not, it doesn't feel like spirit, not that. It's just like in making this work, in this opportunity for something to to come to fruition, for something to spark. That's the energy. So she feels like there's some money, there's a bag that I can get out of this. You gonna get a bag and make it rain. Okay.
And Chantal will do that. She'll take any drama and she'll turn them lemons into lemonade. She will set up her own lemonade stand and say, hey, I'm selling a glass for $5. Who wants to buy? And Chantal, something to think about, because I know you watch my content. You got a choice, baby girl. Either you start talking or somebody else is going to start talking. Because if there's a whole lot of drama going on around you and some people know you're dirt, if they start talking about the dirt first, they'll get the most views. But if you start talking, maybe you'll get ahead of them. So it's up to you. Somebody's going to come to the table and give the drama. It's just a matter of who's going to do it and when. There's no if here. It's just a matter of when.
Subconsciously around this energy, though, she does feel very weak. She doesn't feel strong. She doesn't feel like she is a winner. She feels like she's losing, like she's lost. Okay. She could not tame the beast. Okay. Lion is coming up. And in the middle of the deck, this has to do with a Cancer. Who is the Cancer zodiac sign that is emotional? That is also very forward thinking. This person can think and in their imagination and literally craft this object. Like, if you're seeing somebody like, I'm about to just go make blah, 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 and then literally be able to do it. It's like a very crafty person. Who's this Cancer sign? Okay. Because in the middle of the deck, that's what this has to deal with. She is feeling weak around this energy, but she also feels like this is a money opportunity. Like, I can take this situation and turn it into money. And it makes me feel very hopeful. It makes me feel very focused and driven and just very at ease because renewed strength. But subconsciously, the strength card was in reverse. So you are sad, but you're just trying to find, the opportunity in it. All right. Foodie Beauty, Chantel, current energy. Okay. Her intuition. It's not, I knew that was gonna happen. So her third eye is popping. Like she feels like she knew something was going to transpire. A perception. Subconsciously, she also knew that she was gonna be alone. Like
there's that woman's intuition. I'm not saying men do not have intuition. I'm sure that they very much do, but that women's intuition is legendary. Ladies, do we not have intuition? We do. We absolutely do. I don't know what it is to be a man and what intuition a man might have. I'm sure it's pretty strong as well, but when you're a woman, you just know. You know when you're not in a man's heart. You know when he doesn't love you or doesn't love you deeply. You know when there's something going on. You know. Sometimes you may not want to admit it to yourself. You don't want to face it. It's just too painful in the moment. But I feel that Chantal has known for a long time that Salah is a runaround, play around, that he was seeing other people. And she chose to, at least on an emotional, mental level, make herself blind for the sake of continuing on with this thing with Salah. Maybe she was fooling herself into thinking, if I just hang around him long enough and give enough money, he will love me. It was the same thing she thought about Natter, but it never paired out with Natter. So, because she didn't learn the lesson then, she has to repeat it. And she did almost immediately with Salah. But she's always known. She just doesn't want to publicly admit what she knows. She doesn't want to surrender to the universe and say to the universe or anybody, I was wrong. I made a mistake. I made a bad choice. You guys were right. She doesn't have a big enough throat to swallow all that pride. It's just too much, too big of a mouthful. But she knows. She knows what's up. She knows what's up with Salah. She knows that she cannot live in Kuwait much longer. She knows. She won't say it. But just because she won't say it doesn't mean she does not know. She very much does know.
Subconsciously, she knew she was going to be alone. She knew she was going to be dealing with loss and barriers and difficulty, and that this is going to be endless with the desert in reverse. It is going to be brutal. In the middle of the deck, there's an energy of give me space in reverse, suffocation, needy, and now someone is making her wait. Either she's making someone wait or they're making her wait, but it's due to suffocation, and being too needy. This is the powerful woman. Who is the powerful woman? Who is the powerful woman? Because the powerful woman and this aged man came up in the last reading.
Sure did.
This aged man is very experienced. He's clever and he's charming. And this woman is very powerful and she has children. She has 2 children. Okay. And she is strong. She's has an energy of strength, achievement, success, and leadership. Spirit said there's something else in the middle of the deck. Let's see. And they said they're gonna tell you something. They about to call you up and let you know what it is, honey. Okay. They said they're gonna teach you gratitude, respect.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, Neo. Chantal, she's a very stubborn person. Oh, she's stubborn. She's so stubborn. Pride goeth before a fall, and she just keeps falling it, and she's not learning from her lack of pride. But she's stubborn. Anybody trying to teach her anything, she's very defiant. Like, how dare you try to teach me something? I'm going to do just the opposite. That's her energy. But it sounds like Spirit is trying to find each and every way it could think of to just bring her into the light and teach her. And she's resisting. There's a lot of resistance there. So best of luck to these people that are trying to teach Foodie, because there's one thing that she does not like is to be taught.
You're going to learn something today. Okay. And they're coming to tell you and teach you, but this for her is an unwanted message. This person is coming up with an unwanted message in the area of pink. What pink makes me feel like passion. So they're going to teach you something about this message that you are going to receive, whether you wanted it or not. Okay. And so now with the beach card, you want to cleanse yourself of this energy. And this has to do with the beach. This has to do with water, could be a water sign, could just be emotional, but there's an energy of force and subconsciousness, like a cleansing. But you know what? I feel like the last time I did a reading, there was water, there was an airplane. So it's something about a beach, something about water, something about the ocean. Okay. Don't know. All right. Chantal. Oh. All right, Spirit is acknowledging that this card is acknowledging for her to look at herself and to look what she has done with her time on this planet and to ask herself, how will she face her creator when all of this is over?
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow. That's pretty heavy. How are you going to face your creator when all this is over? That's a heavy message, Chantal. How will you face your creator? All the things you've said, all the things you've done, how are you going to face yourself? How are you going to answer for all of it?
Whoa. Subconsciously, because she is dealing with a tower moment, it's crashing down, chaos, pain, strife. There's nothing you can do about it because this is supposed to, help you, even though it hurts, to get you in alignment. Okay.
Yeah, in order to make you, we got to break you. That's the message I got before with Chantal. In order to make you, we got to break you. We got to break you all the way down. We got to break through your ego. We got to break through your pride. We got to break through your narcissism. We got to break through your lies. We got to break it all down. The whole tower is rotten. Not a single positive stone in it. That's why it's all got to come down. In order to remake you, we have to break you. Because if we tear it all down, we can build it all back up better than it was before. Because leaving it alone as it is, it's going to be rotten and it's going to keep falling. So let's just tear it all down and start building it all the way back up, because the tower of lies and evil, it's got to come down. It's got to.
In the middle of the deck, Spirit is acknowledging that there is a Two of Wands. So there is a fight. There is some type of battle happening. And this has to do with the lovers. Okay? With the
I'm sorry to stop you, Neo. When you laid these cards down next to each other, I was immediately struck with something. The element of two for both of them, repeatedly. You've got the two lovers, you've got the two candles intertwined, you've got the two wands next to each other crossed, you've got the number 2 on the one card. Just the element of two is all over the place. So yeah, there might be two lovers. Could be a lover for Chantal and a lover for Salah. I keep hearing in my mind duality. Like there's a duality here. Not just relationship duality, but just, I keep thinking about the fact that Chantal, she's two people in one. Like the duality of her life. She's got who she is off camera and who she is on camera. You've got that duality as well. But it's just like the number 2 and the duality, and it's all over both these cards. I can't help be struck by that. 2 intertwined candles, 2 crossed wands, duality.
lovers. And look how these candles are coming together, almost like there was candle magic. Okay. Interesting. Dominion is a word with some interesting connotations. The Two of Wands is about taking the raw energy of the ace and then turning it toward the will to succeed or to dominate others. So the fire has changed form and is an uncontrollable flame into a focused tool, but it could easily become a weapon. And this is in the energy of the lovers. This is next to the lovers. This is in the area of passion, but also in the area of business. Wowzers. Okay. Fraudy Beauty's energy towards Salah, current energy. Okay. There's the energy of the emperor. She sees him as the emperor. But this is layer energy. There is an older gentleman. It just keeps popping up. And this older gentleman is actually coming in to take control with the chariot card. And it is in full force. Full force. This man is on top of the car. Okay. And the car is moving. And this is a lot of solar plexus energy because he has a lot of power. Okay. He calls the shots. He's sitting at the podium. Okay. Dan Will should be the president. And she feels like there's this energy of sacrifice. There's this energy of letting go. There's this energy of him, that this energy is coming up as the Hierophant in reverse, that this is a detour or a roadblock in the spiritual path. Like it's stopping the course of something. Okay. It also indicates rigid beliefs or a refusal to remain open to alternative information or even a resistance to just learning new things. Okay. So she needs to just take it as a reminder to try to have an open mind and be respectful of opposing viewpoints, because there's opposing viewpoints when it comes to this energy. Whew.
Yeah, I don't know who this older man is. I keep thinking it's Salah's dad. But I've also heard that she has a grandfather who lives in Florida. So I don't know who this older man is, but someone needs to take control of this situation. It's completely out of control.
Whew, wow. All right. What's her biggest obstacle? Remember, I read biggest obstacle in reverse. Oh, okay. All right. We do have the Princess of Wands in reverse and the Magician in reverse. Those are her biggest obstacles. Wow. Being hasty is an obstacle. Impulsive, before even having a proper plan, letting herself down and others down, giving herself or someone else a reputation of being unreliable is an obstacle. This may even relate to a child. It keeps talking about a child, or maybe even someone being
Right.
childish.
Mm.
Mm. And then we have the magician in reverse. That's another obstacle. And I told you she plays with it, but she don't know what she's doing. And she better stop. Because it's gonna bite you in the ass. That's for damn sure. Let me tell you.
So, Neo, do you think that she might be playing around with something magical? Because Chantal, if you see this video, let me tell you something. If you're doing some kind of ritual or some kind of magic, don't fuck around with that. Don't. Don't do anything magical that revolves around negative energy or sending out negative thoughts or playing around with things that you are not educated about. Do not do it. Don't do it. Your life is already full of problems. That's just going to create more. Don't fuck around with magic. Don't do rituals and stuff that you don't know what you're doing. I'm telling you, it's a bad idea.
Play with that stuff. It's gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
So this has to do. Biggest obstacle would be a misuse of power, manipulation, and or trying to force a situation as an obstacle. That she may be doubting her ability to create and or manifest or anything that she's trying right now because she's dealing with blockages, and that's an obstacle. It's time to her to reconnect with the source within herself and stop trying to
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is dabble in magic. Dabbling is always dangerous. You know, everything you need in life to create whatever you want is already within you. But when you dabble in things that you are not educated, which we know how Chantal is about not being educated, not learning things, just dabbling's just a bad idea. Don't play around with that world, Chantal. Don't do it.
do the universe's work. If she feels blocked, she needs to redirect her energy, basically. Not my business, not my problem. Okay. All right, Chantel, what's next? Well, we got Six of Swords is next. And so there's an energy of science. Look at this heart being pierced by these swords. And look at this snake representing betrayal and sneakiness. Okay, deceit. And it's affecting the heart. There's a lot of air sign energy on this card as well. This is pointing out that there are some flawed beings prone to weakness and to misunderstanding. This has to do with her being, trying to be a scientist, trying to put all her little magic together. And like I said, it's like a science experiment gone wrong. This card represents triumph of the intellect over ignorance, the power of a rational mind to create a better world. Do not forget, however, what we have sacrificed in that triumph. So she feels like she's sacrificed a lot, but she's also done a lot. And it goes against her heart. It goes against her purpose in life. It makes her feel very emotional. Because what are you left with? What are you left with, my girl? And there's some negative attachments. There's some unhealthy coping mechanisms. There's addictions here with the devil card. So all of this work and subconsciously, you are just digging yourself deeper spiritually, physically, energetically into a trap, into being attached, into being bound. Mm. And Spirit says that you have a lot of possibilities, that you could have a lot of different roads and routes that you could have taken in life. And you could have picked multiple, things, but you
Mm-hmm.
chose to be here. And so now you out in the cold with the 9 of Wands. And so get ready, buckle up, be prepared. Because of you being stubborn, you have a very tough road. It's a cold winter, so you're going to have to really be ready to withstand all that is coming your way.
Well, I've been saying for the longest time, Neo, that long ago she was given a cup of fortune. When she got on YouTube and she started making the money that she was making lots of good money. She could have done so many good things with it. She could have made her life so much better. She could have been sitting pretty by now. But she chose to take that cup of fortune, that cornucopia, if you will, and turn it into something toxic. And now she has to reap what she has sown. She has to cut down that bitter harvest and eat the fruit. And try as she might to run and escape from it all, you can't run, you can't escape. Wherever you go, it will find you. Karma will find you, and the karma that comes will be your own karma, not because somebody wishing something upon you. So, like, missed opportunity there to make her life better, but she chose to make it worse instead. And now she can't run anymore. It's all catching up with her.
Because it's brutal. It's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And this does involve the law. This has a lot to do with struggles that you've been dealing with up until this point, and you feel exhausted. So she just has to be able to be ready to handle any of the challenges that are coming her way, because she is dealing with challenges. She is dealing with challenges for sure. Okay. In the middle of the deck, Spirit is acknowledging that this chapter is over. So whatever is in regards to this challenge, it's time to pack your bags, because this is it. This chapter is closed. Whomever this has to deal with, whatever this has to deal with, wherever you're going, because again, this person looks like they're leaving, they're going. You saw she's stepping on these stones. She got her hand reached out, but she's also looking over this way, and I don't see nobody grabbing the hand. So I don't know who you're reaching out to. It also feels like there's a lot of fire and disaster and issues and problems, but you're trying to move on. I do see a cat here too. There's a little black cat over there, and the cat ain't even moving with you. So you on this road alone, sis. Like, this is your burden to bear. But the chapter is over.
Forget Chantal for a minute. I feel sad, not for her, but for the pets that she has, for the hamster and for the cat. I feel for both of them. I don't know exactly where she got the cat, Julia, but she got Julia used to being inside and being taken care of. And Chantal's going to leave another pet behind, another one. So we're up to 4 now, because I know she's not going to take the hamster. So we're up to 4 pets that Chantal has abandoned. What's going to happen to poor Julia and Harry, the hamster? Ugh, that makes me so angry.
Over. So whatever this has to deal with, there's no going back to that situation or that conflict or anything like that, because it feels like that's it. Like, it's a done deal. Okay. It's a done deal. All right. Spirit, I feel like you have something else that you want to tell me. Moving in love and life for Chantal. Foodie Beauty. Thank you. This has to do with the sun. This also has to do with, life getting better and the sun coming out and being happy and joyous. But this also has to do with a child. Okay. And this child caused major interference. You see how the television has all these swords in it. So it's definitely something that people can watch on television. It's very coiled and very tangled, but it's also clogging the mind. This is something like self-imprisonment, not being able to see the forest through the trees, but it's just being very, very, very constricting, okay, around that energy.
So, question, Neo, this could go either way. Is it a physical child, which is possible, or is it just Chantal's inner child? Like her childish nature, her childish way of thinking, her immaturity. Maybe that's the interference. The fact that she doesn't like being an adult. She doesn't like adult responsibilities or duties. And that is what's part of what's holding her back. The fact that she doesn't want to grow up. She doesn't want to be enlightened. She doesn't want to just enrich herself. She wants to forever stay in that young way of thinking. Like maybe that's a static. Like there's that part of her that's just pushing back, saying, no, I don't want to grow up. Like a female version of Peter Pan that wants to forever be young and childish and go play, and it doesn't want to just be an adult. Maybe that's the pushback and the wall that is just that's does not want to go play. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. My microphone just went flying. How about that? Sorry about that, y'all. I just knocked it all off. Sorry about that. Let's keep going.
And now she wants to start over. She just wants to, be the fool again and start a new journey, forge a new path. Definitely feeling stupid in that, but ready to transform and reinvent and move forward and move on regardless. Here, so there's an energy of someone going along this journey with her that she
Oh
feels is
no.
loyal, but she's ready to just start over again. This reading is alleged and for
Lord, I hope that dog isn't Pete's. Because what would be more loyal to Foodie than Pete's? Pete's, run! 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 Your loyalty is misplaced. She is not loyal to you. Ugh.
entertainment purposes. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
Great reading, Neo. Absolutely great reading. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. I'm going to go ahead and post it to my channel. And I'll leave a link for Neo's original video in the description. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, please like it, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good day. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.